Good afternoon. It is December 10th, 2021, and today we're really looking at a range day with a late rally in the afternoon. It looked like we had a measured leg. You can see we met some resistance here, but then it looked like we actually got a second entry set up. It wasn't a new low, but it looks like you would have gotten. Looks like it's filling those entries now. So I'm gonna try and get through these pretty quick and just keep going. I am on my March 2022 contract. Looked like the volume was pretty similar, so I just switched it over. So this news item came in early in the morning at 5:30, and it's a second entry long, but I think it was like 52 ticks or something crazy. There we go. Ugh. Alright, well, let's see. 73.50. Oh, wow. Yeah, so that's 52 ticks. That's 13 points. So obviously you should never take that with real money, but it is second entry long. Maybe if you happen to have your buy stop above this bar, maybe that's okay. But anyway, then we just kind of went sideways towards the EMA for a bit. Second, this is actually a third entry, but I like this. Nice bullish bar, closes above the EMA, and if you don't enter on that, you get a first failed second entry long, and at this point it looks like we're making higher highs and higher lows, so I do like that. But if you don't like that, you get a second entry long. And this is looking congestive, but with how strong that move up was, I like that. And I'm going to take that. You have room to these highs. I like that. But then we start trending down. No short setups in here. This is the failure. It's too far away from the EMA. First entry, second entry doesn't set up. And then we're just looking like we're going sideways. I drew this range based on these lows, and I made this the midline, and it looked like that worked out. So why did I like this one so much? I think first, I was looking at this as a first failed second entry long. Super bearish bar. Room to the lows to scalp out. So that's what I looked at there. This is a first, second entry short right here, but that looked like in the middle of the range, so I didn't like that. And this is just, it's all sideways in here. We break out, find some resistance at the opening price. You can see we make this lower high here. And then here, I just looked at this as a double test at the top of a range. You can see we bounced off the highs of this range. I really like this double test. So I think you can go short there, and look. Big move. So I like that given the context. We broke out and we haven't come back into the range yet. So, and that looks like a spike in channel to me. And this, I mean, this is not like a first, second entry or nothing. It's not a setup. So it kind of has the feel of like a second entry, but I just don't think you can enter on that, even though it looks good on the chart. So we get this break and a move to a new low, and then we start moving up. I'll move this, but that was clearly a leg up. And this looked like a strong move up. Unfortunately, no setups in here. I think you could have taken this. It's really just a higher low off the trend channel, but it kind of looks like a second entry long as well. I looked away for like 20 seconds and I missed that, but I like how that looks. I really like that. And that gets you a nice move. We make this high, bounce off the top of the trend channel, put my midline on this bar because it didn't look like it was working off this bar. And you get a first entry, second entry off that trend line, and it's good enough for a scalp. It started to look congestive, so It was a little, there was little reason to be wary, but it looks like it's good enough for a scalp. There's room to the highs, and what do you know? We go like a tick or two further before we turn down. First entry, failed second entry long, but the real reason I like this was second, third, fourth. It's like a fifth test of that level of resistance. And I mean, look, all day we've pretty much been going back and forth, so I like that. And obviously a lot of other traders like that too. And we get a higher low on the failed breakout. So we broke up into this congestion. And so we get this higher low on the failed breakout. I like that. And what do you know? Brings us back to the opening price, where prices begin to go sideways again. And I don't think you can enter any of this. This kind of looked good right here, but then we got this signal bar, or this bar, and that made me have doubts. So we create this level of resistance, test it once, test it twice, come back here and test it a third time. Actually, test it a third time right here, but that's too far into the range, so you can't take that. And then we get this fourth test, and that's so low risk. I really like that, but all it got us was a scalp. And there's reason, I can understand why some people would be a little hesitant, because it looks like we're working up. But I mean, we've just been chopping around all day. I really like that one. And when if you don't take that, I definitely like this one on the failed breakout. Super bearish bar. Yeah. And first entry, failed second entry. I actually took this on my practice account, but I don't think you should be taking that, because we broke up into this range. And it got you a scalp, but especially these failures that are far from the EMA, I feel like I'm really starting to understand, because I've seen it so many times. When they're far from the EMA, this is exactly what happens. It just reverses on you. And there's no way you can, I don't think there's any way you can enter any of this. This is just too strong of a move up. And this higher low, yeah, it looks like it trapped a bunch of people, but I don't think you can enter that. So that's what I saw for today. Again, I entered this ridiculous second entry here on the simulator, but I don't think, no one's going to enter that with real money. Unfortunately, I lost a tick on my runner as well. And then this trade, this is a second entry long off the trend line. That's a good trade. Nothing wrong with that. So, hope everyone had a good week, and I'll be back next week.